Episode 4.
Woo!
That does not feel real to say.
No.
As always, I'm one of your hosts, Brody, and I'm joined with Destiny.
Hello. I'm feeling like a stick figure today, guys.
Yeah, it's just been one of those days.
It's been one of those days, yeah.
But we do have a couple really cool things planned today. Desi is going to read us some stories today.
Yeah.
Not stories, Emma the Asshole stories.
Mm-hmm.
So she scoured through, what is it, Emma the Asshole, and did you pull some from Emma the Devil also?
Some of them were reposted on Am I the Devil, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we got a bunch of really good stories.
The really rough ones are always reposted on Am I the Devil, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Very interesting subreddit really if you're ever just wanting to read some things. Just be mentally prepared because you will read. Just be mentally prepared.
Yeah, let's say which I haven't even read these yet, so it's gonna be a surprise for all of us.
Yeah. You're gonna eat up one of these.
Oh no!
It's gonna be one of those. Fuck this bitch.
Fuck this bitch.
But hey.
But as always, before we get into that though, we're gonna do our daily tarot card pull. What do you got? Tarot card pull. Okay. Whew. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about this pull today. I don't know why.
Because you keep looking at all these cards.
I was gonna say whenever I cut the deck, I keep looking at the cards that are there, and so I keep pulling it keeps showing me some silly shit in there. But that's okay because we're open to whatever messages we need.
I need a tarot card deck that has the full card is just like silly goose, so I can pull a silly goose card sometimes. Oh.
I think I just dropped out like 4 cards.
That one popped out pretty quick. I was thinking about literally nothing, so that should be a good sign. No thoughts.
Okay, interesting. So Desi, you know how like sometimes like when you drop out a card by accident, and then you're like, oh shit, I don't know if that.
So you put it back.
Put it back. So I'll tell the cards in just a second. I'm gonna read a little bit real fast before, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about what I drew. I did. So 2 cards came out for me at the same time, so I am gonna read both of them.
Okay.
Normally we only do one, but both of them came out. So congratulations.
Yeah, I did my one jumper card that came out, and then just my one that was on the bottom of the deck. And as always, I'm using the Avisomnia Tarot by Orlabird.
Yes.
I never have confirmed if I'm saying that right.
And then, as always, I'm also still using the Tarot of the Divine deck as well.
We love. Okay. Do you want to read yours first? You want me to go ahead and go?
I was gonna say if you want to go ahead and go, I am still looking.
Okay.
At my low.
My first card I pulled was the 4 of Wands, and then my second one was the Page of Cups. Ooh. Very pretty, very pretty. So the 4 of Wands in upright, which they're both upright. Reunion, celebration, events, community, stability, being welcomed, and harmony. Which we love to hear. And before I read the other one even, I'm thinking that may have something to kind of do with, because I've been, looking at wedding planning stuff, things like that, celebration, harmony, things like that. Events, community, stability, reunion, harmony, being welcomed. I'm taking it as that, mainly.
Which also, if you guys did miss last week's podcast,
I did get engaged. I've officially been a fiance for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks, a week and a half. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
all
that.
All my days are the same because I'm not working right now.
I really thought you were gonna say all my days are the same because I'm mentally ill. But,
both.
Same thing.
Both mentally ill and not working. The day could be night for all I know. Anyways, let me find my other.
For all I know.
Let me find my other one real quick. Page of Cups. Please don't give me hiccups. I can't take this while I'm trying to read anything.
Let's say this week you get the hiccups. Last week I'm sick as fuck
Yeah.
trying to read.
Okay. Page of Cups, upright, creative opportunities, curiosity, new discoveries, idealism, and sensitivity. Yeah. So maybe it's not even necessarily that then, because also the balance and harmony of coming together and stuff. I'm thinking maybe that could still just be doing with the podcast. Which, if that's correct, that means every single poll I've done on all of our podcasts so far have had to do with the podcast.
Yeah, which is really cool, actually.
When it's talking about creative tendencies kind of opening up, I always just think the podcast, because this is like what we're currently focusing on.
We're finally like putting.
But then it also said like harmony and balance, and obviously the Neuskies had a long run with no harmony or balance. So like maybe it's just like confirming, like reaffirming, like this is how it was supposed to be. So
yeah,
I'm good with that. I'm completely good with that. All right, what you got?
Okay, so the first card that came out was the Two of Coins, which is this little card right here. Okay. And it says in here for the Two of Coins, in the upright position, it can represent multitasking, balance, choice, flexibility, and prioritization.
Period. Okay.
So honestly, very similar. Of like, you know, finally finding the things that I've needed to prioritize in my life.
Period.
I also they came up together, which it's also funny because I showed you this card before I pulled it. I pulled the Queen of Wands. We were literally talking about this right before we started filming. I drew this card by accident.
So good.
And she came back.
She came back.
Position, it can represent optimism, independence, confidence, passion, and verve. Which I don't know what that word means. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But still, the optimism, independence, confidence, passion. Like, I feel like it is like I feel like we're kind of on the same page here again with the readings of like similar things of like trying to you know, like that we're trying to pursue and everything, like more creative subjects. The reason I say that is because the bottom of my deck was also the Page of Cups.
Okay. So, enough said. Enough said. That's crazy. We had the same bottom card.
Completely irrelevant. She's also back. This was right under the Page of Cups. Wow. This is the Lover's card, by the way.
She's back.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening today. So like whenever I've been like shuffling the cards and stuff, I've been like looking just to see what's in there. I've seen all of these cards.
We're gonna have to do a little tarot session after we're done with the podcast.
After we're done with this, we need to have like a little like I need to get more like in depth of what's going on here.
Yeah, one of my favorite things me and Brody will do is like we'll have like Brody ask a question or something, or like one of our friends will ask a question, and we both will shuffle our decks and then like read what we got. Love doing that.
I will say though, I think that it's the first time that we've done like a reading simultaneously and drew one of the same cards.
And it was the bottom card, which is kind of cool. Like both of them, the bottom card. Okay, reaffirming.
Okay. I was gonna say because I feel like as soon as you were talking and you said the Page of Cups on the bottom, I was like, oh,
me too. Period. Okay.
And even then, like the cards that we actually drew are also very similar in like ways.
Yeah, because even the one we didn't get that was the same was very similar. Well, okay, what a great.
I was say, which the only downside to doing like the way that we're doing it now with just like the one card pulls is it doesn't really give you a ton of information,
right?
But it can give you a general overview of what's going on.
Yeah, so you just kind of get a little you kind of get like a little insight.
After this
well, that's the nice part though, because sometimes when you're wanting to do like a reading or something, you don't necessarily like know what to ask, you know, like you may not have something specific in mind, but you're like, I feel like I need some clarity on something, and then you do something like that and it's like, well, now I have questions. Like, so now I have questions to ask. So I don't know, I think it's always like a one card pool can always be a good way to like open up one your mind, and then two, like if you did want to do an actual like session for yourself or someone else or something, you know, like it gives you a good like starting point. It gives you something to focus on, especially if it's in relation to what you're asking. It always just makes things go so much smoother. Yeah. All right. Well,
with that being said, we are going to get started with some of these good old Reddit stories.
And let me tell you guys, they get messy. Messy.
I was gonna say one of the things that we love doing in Discord with each other is just occasionally we'll find like a good one and we'll just sit there and read them to each other.
It'll be
So
like 12 a.m. and we're like, oh my god, listen to the story.
oh my god, am I the asshole?
Oh my god, am I the asshole? Tell me if you think they're the asshole. 14 male. Not 14,
Not 14, not 14.
There's never 14-year-olds posting on there. Actually, the other day I saw...
I feel like most of the ones I see are like me, 38 male. Like
literally, I did see one the other day that was teenagers though, and it was like, am I wrong for cheating on my boyfriend? And she was 14 and her boyfriend was 17, and I was like, why are we cheating in high school right now? What is happening?
Yeah.
But she said
also, that's
no.
The senior freshman. We're moving on from that.
Which is why I read that and I was like, no. One, no. And also, she was the one cheating and she was 14? Why are you cheating at 14? That's why you're not supposed to be dating 17-year-olds. That's where you learned it. Go home. I'm telling your mom.
Go home.
I'm telling. Anyways. So, for our first story today, this one is, am I the asshole for pointing out that my mom doesn't have custody of us while sitting at the Thanksgiving table? So, we'll just let that sink in. Yep.
Okay.
Title makes me sound like I ruined the day on purpose, but I promise I didn't. I just didn't know how else to put it, I guess. Anyways, me, 17 male, and my little brother James, 9 male, live with our older sister, Eva, 26 female. James and I were removed from our mom when I was 10, and Eva did everything she could to keep my brother and I out of the system. I think it was because she was worried we'd be separated, and I know she was in foster care for a little bit when she was younger too, so I guess this was another reason she didn't want us to go in. She had guardianship of us now, and the adoption process is already going through. Let me see. So today we were having family dinner at a relative's house, and some people from our mom's side of the family, like aunts, uncles, cousins, etc., were there with us. My aunt ended up making some kind of big deal out of the fact that Eva had me and James help with some of the prep for dinner. She ended up saying something like, you shouldn't be bossing them around, they're not your kids and you're not their mother. Before anyone could respond, I said, well, we haven't been your sister's kids for like 7 years now, so who do you think was doing her job instead? My aunt got mad, then eventually everyone was arguing, so dinner was ruined. A few of my cousins even texted me afterwards and said so. Pretty much everyone ended up going home. Eva told me that it's not my responsibility to defend her. Then she said she was sorry for the situation with our aunt. I feel bad because I made Eva feel bad, but according to most of our family, I ruined the occasion with what I said. They think that it wasn't the place or time for me to bring up my mother's situation, even if it was just in response to what my aunt was saying. I didn't mean to ruin dinner or anything, but if I was out of line, then I'll apologize. I'm just posting because I want to get some unbiased perspectives from other people. And then there's an edit, and it said, I saw a few people ask why no one in my mom's family helped my sister out when she was 19 and suddenly responsible for 2 kids. And honestly, I don't know. Even when Eva was a kid, she was taken from our mom temporarily, and our relatives were given the option to keep her out of the foster home and let her stay with them, but none of them took her in. So, with that being said, alone, nobody should be commenting to her about you're not their mom. You have done nothing.
Well, also,
to help.
Like, I'm not gonna
not
lie.
the asshole.
Entire time, yeah.
Not
well,
the
I was
asshole.
gonna say. See, I was gonna hit you with one even better. I was gonna say maybe everybody's the asshole, because I do think
so?
like the comment. I think maybe the comment was a little bit kind of like a little low blow, but it was well deserved. So at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
But dude, fuck that family though.
Yeah. So
and,
yeah.
Like of them being like, well, I just shouldn't have said anything because we're at dinner, and it's like,
well, also,
fuck y'all, like,
how about Auntie didn't have to say that?
Yeah,
you shouldn't be bossing them around. She could have left it there, but then she added, "They're not your kids, and you're not their mother."
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, where is she?
Yeah, like, okay, well, who is raising and taking care of a 17 and 9-year-old?
Yeah.
And started doing that, it said at 19.
And also, too, it's the fact that, like, the aunt had, like, the audacity to be like, well, they're not your kids. It's like, yeah, they're not your kids either. So, like...
Yeah, like, what are you giving input for?
Business.
Yeah. For her own sister. Tell your sister to step up then, Miss Girl. Miss
Yeah,
Girl Boss. Yeah. I say
dude, that would.
personally, not the asshole. Like
Yeah,
I could agree
I'd say
with
not
the
the asshole.
everyone's an asshole there, but um
Yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking
if
about it,
somebody
though, the
said
comment
something like
was,
that to me,
I
I'd be
would also
like,
say it.
yeah, I'd be like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
are
not gonna lie.
you paying for the kids? Are you raising them?
The more I thought about it, I was like, I'd probably say some shit like that too. So
Right,
like,
like the fuck do you guys think you are? Yeah.
yeah.
All
So
right, this
definitely not the asshole.
yeah. This next one's kind of wild.
Oh
Um,
no.
am I the asshole for poisoning housemate who ate my food without my permission and ended up in the ER? A
In
lot to
the
unpack in the
ER.
title. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, 19 male, recently moved into a shared place, and there is someone who keeps stealing my food. At first, I thought it was just a mistake, but even my leftovers were being eaten. It was very clear that the person was doing it on purpose. I spoke to my housemates about how I would just prefer to be asked first, but they were nonchalant about it, and none of them admitted to doing it, and I haven't caught anyone in the act, so I tried to ignore it as it only happened every couple days or so. A few days ago, I came home from work with a carton of eggs that I found while dumpster diving and some bread. I don't know.
I was
I
having to just.
yeah, we're just going to put that one away. It's fine. I wanted to give the eggs in the water test first before eating them. Give the eggs the water test before eating them. Sorry, I was like, in the water. I thought it was bread.
Oh, the water just like if they
Yeah,
float. Yeah.
if they float, yeah. Just to make sure that they were safe to consume. But I was too tired and went to bed early without eating. The next day, I found one of my housemates got sick and ended up going to the emergency room. My eggs were not in the fridge where I left them, but I had saw the carton and shells in the trash, and my bread was open. I had the hunch that it was him because there was a possibility that the eggs had gone bad, but I was also annoyed at the fact that he helped himself to my food without asking. When he came back, I asked him if he had eaten my eggs and bread, but he denied. Then I said, okay, but I hope whoever ate them doesn't get as sick as you did because I found the eggs in the dumpster. His face immediately dropped and he looked visibly uncomfortable. He got angry and went from saying that he may have consumed the food by mistake as he wasn't paying attention and doesn't exactly remember and accused me of poisoning him. He said that it's a health hazard to bring food in such a communal space without warning everyone at first, as it's not uncommon for people in shared places to eat other people's food by mistake. He hasn't spoke to me since, and my housemates are siding with him. He called me disgusting for doing that. A part of me feels like it wasn't wrong because they were my eggs, and I was fully intending on eating them, and I didn't think I had to warn people against eating food that didn't belong to them, but I also feel bad and guilty that he got sick. So Reddit, please tell me, was I in the wrong? And there's an edit. Okay. Edit. Just to clarify, because I didn't see the comments that suggest that I may have done it on purpose, I didn't. I have been dumpster diving for some food recently, so I was fully intending on eating it, just like I've been eating the food that I've been finding while dumpster diving. I try to exercise caution, and thankfully it hasn't made me sick yet, but had he not eaten it, I was probably going to end up in the ER myself, because I was obviously going to eat it. I didn't randomly do it just to try and bait and catch whoever had been eating my food. Food poisoning is not a joke. As I said, I also just moved recently and I'm trying to get on my feet. I also understand that although I make sure to wipe my food first, ultimately it's gross to put food that came from the dumpster in a communal fridge or pantry and will not continue to do so. I will just put it in my room from now on. There's a lot to unpack here.
I feel like I have to just reset everything after hearing that. Okay. Yes. Because first of all,
yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, a little bit, dude.
If I ate eggs, got sick, went to the ER, and then I got home, and the person that I was living with said, "Yeah, I got those out of the dumpster."
fist fighting in the house.
I fear that I may have to commit a crime.
I'm just imagining he said, I told him I got him out of the dumpster and he visibly became uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like, fucking, he wasn't like, oh, you got him out of the dumpster? Yeah, like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Imagine somebody's like, you're like, no, I mean, I don't know, maybe I ate those, I'm not sure, like, you know, we have a lot of food we share. Well, mine came out of the dumpster, so, like, that's why I was asking. What did you say?
Well, but also it's the fact that he's like, yeah, I just dumpster dive for food occasionally.
Yeah, like, see,
why do you
do that? Because I picked these out a while ago. Totally forgot about the dumpster diving. Totally forgot about that.
Respectfully, you know, grocery stores exist.
Also, hear me out. I understand dumpster diving for
like objects,
non-food things. I feel like collectively that's the one thing anybody who dumpster dives, which I don't, but I had a friend who used to. I went with her a couple times and I'd just be in the car and I'm like, she getting in there. But like she would do it at like Ulta and she would get like free fucking eyeshadow palettes because like the front of it would be like cracked. And all the Ulta, palettes are fine.
Body.
Yes.
They'd just be throwing out full, like,
and that's what she would go to Target. She'd get like blankets and shit like that. And so I was like, I'm not climbing in a dumpster, but like she would do mask, gloves, and she would get in.
You go for it, bestie.
Period. But food is the one thing collectively I feel like if it's getting thrown out, it's because it's old.
Yeah.
Or open.
I was gonna say
moldy.
The one exception to that is a certain coffee chain, we're not going to say which one, that throws out a lot of food every single day. But anyways, that's not the point of this.
Free power source. Anyways, so... you are the asshole. No, I know you didn't intentionally get your roommate sick, obviously. I think that was his karma. I think that was his karma, his own personal karma, and it came with a swift kick and a punch to the fucking abdomen, clearly. But yeah,
I think you're the asshole just specifically for bringing
dumpster food in, and also
then putting it in the fridge. Like
I was gonna say, that's the
putting
thing.
it in a communal space.
That's the thing.
Because even if they didn't eat it, it's still like dumpster food that's now in the fridge,
right? Like, what if your fucking dumpster food got HPV, bro?
Yeah.
No, the regular eggs in the fridge over there, salmonella it up. Anyways, but no, you,
dude,
keep your dumpster food in your room, weirdo.
But anyway. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, imagine like.
Called me and that was the loudest thing on earth. Hold on. Let me message him real quick so he knows. I'm recording, Caden. Hold on.
For reference, that is Destiny's little brother. But dude, that's a rough one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that's
like. Also, but the I don't like the logic either of being like, okay, next time I bring dumpster food in the house, I'll just keep it in my room.
Yeah. Like, that's a wild.
You are?
You are? Oh, the next time you get dumpster food.
Sick.
And also, when he was going back over being like, you know, I was eventually going to be the one that ate it kind of thing. It's like, so because you didn't get the chance to test it, you were going to not test it and just eat it afterwards? Or
Yeah. Also, I'm thinking now, because going off what I said, I'm thinking about, like, imagine you go over, like, you go into, like, your friend's room to, like, hang out or something, and you just see, like, a carton of eggs sitting on their fucking, like, desk or something. You're like...
Yeah, because he didn't specify that he had a fridge in his room or anything.
Yeah, and it's like, why are those in here?
But also, I guess they were already,
just like, I got those out of the dumpster. Like...
Yeah, because those were already outside eggs. They were in a dumpster.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. Like, he's like, I don't know if they're, like, bad or not. It's like,
they were in a dumpster
outside, not refrigerated.
And I know those, unless a chicken had them in the dumpster, ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, ain't no fucking way.
No fucking way.
Because you gotta think, like, they're probably, like, refrigerated and then not. And I feel like that's where it goes bad.
Yeah, 100%. Because if there are the ones that have to be refrigerated anyways, they have pretty short like shelf life. So outside, done, done for. Yuck. Yes. Anyways, need to not think about that anymore. So next,
tough listen, Your Honor.
Yeah, for real. Like, I'm gonna get the egg ache for the next 2 weeks thinking about that because of that story. Thanks for that. Shout out my autism. It's not a joke. I really have it. Don't listen. It's not a, yeah. We do that like it's like we're swearing in.
Scouts Auto, what do we?
Scouts Auto.
Sorry.
Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Anyways. Next. We have, am I the asshole for, bear with me. Am I the asshole for didn't stop my dad when he made a rude joke about my boyfriend? I also chuckled at the joke.
Can you run it back, please, one more time?
Am I the asshole for didn't stop my dad when he made a rude joke about my boyfriend? I also chuckled at the joke. For didn't stop my dad. Yep.
Am I the asshole for didn't stop my dad?
We knew what they were going for. Not quite. Also, you chuckled at the joke is fucked up. So, anyway.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe.
Me and my boyfriend have been together for a year and a half. Let's call him David. He's a big man. Okay, it's not a great start. Okay. David likes to eat well. He doesn't like to play sports, and he spends his weekends on his laptop or playing board games with friends. So it's not surprising that he weighs about 240 pounds. She put his whole, I know, like, what do you have to say?
What do you have to say about 240 pounds?
Yeah, what do you have to say about 240 pounds and playing video games?
You're playing video games,
with your friends.
What do we...
Bitch. Anyways. My parents often joke about his weight, but of course, they don't want to offend him. My dad is very healthy and athletic man, so he wants to give David motivation to take care of his body. David and I visited my parents' house this weekend. Before that, there was real snowfall in the city where we live, so when we were chatting sweetly with my mom after dinner, fuck, that's a weird... We were chatting sweetly with my mom after dinner.
I was gonna say, this has got to be in the fucking UK.
Something. Anyways, Dad came into the house and said he was going to clear the yard of snow. He said for David to, come on, help me with the snow. I think it'll be good for you and maybe you'll finally lose some weight. I saw that David was uncomfortable, but I couldn't help but chuckle. At that moment, my dad's words seemed funny to me, although I understand that it was wrong. David helped Dad clear the yard of snow, and after that, it seemed like he'd forgotten about the recent incident and joked and laughed with us all evening. But when David and I returned to our apartment, he said that my dad's words hurt him and that he would like me to ask my parents to not talk to him about his weight anymore. But I couldn't agree with him because those are my parents and I wouldn't want to quarrel with them. Besides, I reminded David that he really has weight problems. In response, David reminded me of my snickering at my dad's joke. David said he was upset by my behavior. After that, he went into the kitchen, made himself a whole bunch of sandwiches with a ton of mayonnaise, and ate them alone. In the morning, he talked to me as usual, but I still see a shadow of resentment on his face. Should I really have defended him in front of my dad, risking a quarrel with him?
Yes.
You are the asshole.
Okay, first of all, the comment, I don't know why the comment made me laugh about, he went and made himself a ton of sandwiches with
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
He had so much mayonnaise.
I was like, that's what I was like,
and then he ate the alone.
She really did have that.
Yeah, like for real, damn.
But also, for context, 240.
We right there, buddy. We right there, buddy.
There. Yeah, that's what we were literally talking about this the other day.
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
we were in there. We're like, so which y'all way?
Well, yeah, we were literally.
It's our safe space. It's our safe space.
But like,
And
that made
also,
me feel bad because like thinking like them being like, oh well, he's a big guy, like he weighs 240. I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn,
clutching my pearls. What the
yeah, I'm
fuck?
like, okay, like that's big,
Like, damn.
like okay,
Damn. You have called
but
me a
also
big bitch.
the casual fat phobia,
Not fun. Not cute.
it
And
it
also, not to mention, it doesn't say this is a one time thing and he got his feelings hurt. My parents often joke about his weight.
yeah,
But of course, they don't want to offend him. I don't think they care about offending him
well also
because
like
they often joke about his weight.
and I'm trying to like think about like being in like his position of being like
Yeah,
every
because
time you
we've had
go
this
like hang out with
conversation.
your partners like families and they're like, oh my god, you putting on some weight, you want to go exercise to lose it. I feel like that'd
Yeah.
be awkward as fuck.
Yeah, come on,
And
help
then
me
when you
with the
finally
snow.
and then when you finally go to your partner and you're like, hey,
This
your
is not
parents'
cool.
comments are making me uncomfortable as fuck. Can you tell them to stop? And they're like, but they're my parents. And it's like, yeah.
Right. Well, so also, not to mention how hard it probably was for him to be like, hey, I need you to talk to your
Oh
parents
yeah, like
about
just to be
not
vulnerable in
talking
that
about my
situation.
weight
Yeah.
anymore because it's happened multiple times and he's just now said something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because it's like clearly
Also,
it's been bothering
like,
him and he's just now brought it
yeah.
up. And she says,
Because that's
well, I don't
something
want to
that's very
quarrel with
hard to
them.
like.
Plus, I reminded him that he really has weight problems. So she doubled
Yeah.
down. He said, can you talk to your parents about not talking to me about
And
this? He said,
she's
no,
like,
I don't
no, I'm
want to
not
fight
going
with
to.
my parents.
Also,
But also, you have weight problems. Like,
like,
what? And then he was like, yeah, I know. I heard you laugh at your dad's joke. That's not funny. And then wanted to be alone for the rest of the night. She's like, the next day, I could tell he had resentment on his face. Yeah, because you're a dickhead and a half,
rightfully so.
bitch. Like, what are you
You're
talking
the
about?
asshole, and to fix this, your boyfriend should dump
Find
you.
someone else who is
Yeah.
going to be supportive of him and find new in-laws. Not in-laws because they're not engaged or married or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
regardless.
But still, like, fuck this girl. Like, fuck
Like,
OP, bro.
fuck OP, because honestly, you're lucky that he has even been willing to put up with that bullshit up until now. So I hope he finds somebody better than you, and I hope you feel really bad about it. Asshole. Next. Anyways.
Oh.
This one is a toughie also.
Oh no. I don't honestly I'm scared because like the last one was rough and you
yeah,
making this one seem like it's gonna be worse.
oh, it's a speaker knocker. What? Don't. I'm cutting that. I'm gonna. I'm cutting. Nah, y'all ain't hear me say that. Y'all ain't hear me say that.
Quote of the day, babies. Let's go.
It's my final day. All right. Am I the asshole for bringing up my wife's college friend at dinner?
Hey.
My wife and I. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
The title on this. See, we've talked about this before. The ones that have like more innocent titles are always fucking horrid.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, maybe not. Like, let's see.
Not.
And then you read it and you're like,
vile shit
you get to the end and you're like, who the fuck, Brody? I'm telling you, I might have to put a trigger. Actually, I put trigger warnings in the beginning of the videos. If there's ever stuff that's touchy, it's gonna be for this one.
Oh,
and probably the last one a little bit, but this is the one. Shit hits the fan so quick. Let's get into it. My wife and I have been married 5 years. We have a very strong relationship, and I can't imagine being with anyone else. However, earlier tonight, she got extremely mad at me, and it made me really wonder why she had reacted so strongly. We have a tradition each Friday night where my parents come over, and they live about 45 minutes away, and we all prepare a meal together and then eat it. We usually have a lot of fun, and my wife and parents generally get along very well. Well, towards the end of the dinner, I had a few drinks, and I was feeling a bit buzzed. I'm typically pretty quiet. Typically pretty quiet at these dinners and just enjoy hearing other people talk. But tonight, I wanted to tell the story of my wife's college friend. We'll call her Clarissa. I figured it would be okay since my wife only sees Clarissa occasionally now, so she's still friends with her. And sick. 5 years is a long time to be married. That's random. Okay. Clarissa was notorious as a bit of a hussy, and she was pretty she was pretty big lush as well. I don't know what that means. My wife was her roommate, and they often went to frat parties and got pretty loaded. Well, one morning, Clarissa took a pregnancy test and discovered that she had a bun in the oven. My wife then had to take her to an abortion clinic, which was actually quite scary for Clarissa. By the end of the story, I was laughing and said, "We all took some foolish risks during our college days, didn't we?" Everyone at the table seemed stunned. Nobody was talking, and everyone was just staring at me. Worse still, my wife seemed a bit shocked that I had told the story, and she even seemed to have an angry expression on her face. After my parents left, she let me have it. She told me that I had embarrassed her by making light of such a traumatic experience for Clarissa, and she reminded me that the two of them still speak sometimes, and I found it totally ridiculous and told her so. They occasionally message each other on Facebook and haven't met up in person in years. I also said that she shouldn't feel embarrassed because it wasn't her who foolishly got impregnated while still a student. My wife has always had a good head on her shoulders, and I thought that I was complimenting her, but she angrily stormed off and slammed the door into the bedroom and shut it. It's nearly bedtime for me, yet she won't let me into my own room. I don't know what she expects from me. I'm really tired and I want to go to sleep. I wish she would see things from my perspective and would stop being so narrow-minded. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes, you are the asshole.
Okay.
Started the story by saying Clarissa was notorious as a bit of a hussy.
Yeah. That immediately gave me the ick.
Yeah, like, no. And also thought it was quirky to tell a story about her college roommate. In person, she's still friends with, keep in mind. That, like...
even if they're not, like, talking every day and hanging out all the time, it's like, she's still friends with her.
Well, like, also, this is coming from people who, like, have friends that... we haven't seen each... we haven't seen each other in months because I live in a different state. And, like, we have people we are friends with that we play video games with fairly often. We don't see them in person. So it's like, that's no excuse. Because it's not like, oh, it's not even somebody she talks to anymore. Because even if it was, you are still the asshole. That is a shitty thing to say. Like, he decided to make a little funny story out of, like... oh, they would go and party all the time, and then she had to leave class so she could take her friend to an abortion clinic. Like, and then he tried to wrap it up, like, round all in, like, we all took some foolish risks during our college days, didn't we? Right. So why are you laughing about this then?
Yeah, like,
obviously she didn't mean to and was trying to be responsible about the situation. So, like, what the fuck?
It would have been one thing if, like, say, like, if in the situation Clarissa was there and she made the joke about it, being like, haha, fucked up this time. That's completely different because it's her story.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the asshole because he decided to tell somebody else's story.
Somebody else's business.
In a situation where it never needed to be brought up.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm also assuming he did use her name.
Yeah.
When telling the story, also just because of how many times he mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
In the post, I'm assuming he used her actual name too and wasn't just like, you remember that friend you had in college? So that's more fucked up also.
Well, also, I like how OP said at one point, he's like, yeah, I'm typically really quiet at these dinners. Maybe you should keep that up.
Yeah, and also, like,
if you even have any more of these after this.
I had a few drinks and was feeling a bit buzzed, and that's what he decided to go with.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh, I'm a little buzzed. Let me tell this story about my partner's friend who had an abortion one time.
Yeah, like, what? Like, also, that's not a funny story. That's not a story you just tell in, like, a party setting.
Yeah. Even if it is like your family, like, you don't tell your family about somebody who's not even part of the family. Like,
right. It's just weird.
Like,
but yeah, and then also the fact that she brought it up and said she was embarrassed that he even thought it was funny to make light of such a traumatic experience for her. So, like, that means he is also aware that that was very traumatic for her to go through.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his wife also probably felt awful, and that's why she was trying to help, you know, just because she was trying to do what she could.
Yeah.
And he made a joke about it and then was like, it's my bedtime and she won't let me into my room. I wish you could see things from my perspective and would stop being so narrow-minded. Am I the asshole? Yes, bitch. What are you?
Yeah.
You're narrow-minded. I don't even know if you got a mind. Like, what are you talking about? Stop being so narrow. It's my bedtime. She won't let me into my room.
Callback from an earlier podcast. This man deserves to be in the "You Go and Go Hell" tier.
You gonna go hell for real?
Yeah.
God, yeah, that
dude,
was.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that
was.
That
one is just like, ew.
Yeah, that was the one that was reposted on Am I the Devil? Also,
rightfully fucking so too. Like,
yeah, that's pretty fucked. So, yeah, you're the asshole, like, buddy.
You're the asshole, and you don't even deserve to be back in your room.
No. God. So fucked. Also, I can only imagine how she feels after that, because they've been married for 5 years, and he just dropped that, and it's like, are you fucking joking me? Yeah, that's so fucked.
But the comment of, like, 5 years is a pretty good amount of time for me to tell this story.
Yeah, like you just had it in the fucking pocket waiting? Fucking freak. I feel like I call somebody a freak every podcast. Like, fucking freak.
That's just the running joke every time.
Yeah. All right, everybody, click link in description for new freak merch. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all like freak merch? Y'all like freak merch? All right, next.
Like we get freak merch and be so
gonna go hell shirts. Oh
yeah.
Shit casserole shirt. No. I don't want it. That also reminds me, when I was talking about the shit casserole. So sorry for bringing this back up. This is the worst.
We're back at it.
I did forget something about the shit casserole in terms of what it was, because I explained, obviously, the copious amounts of throw up and diarrhea. I forgot, because you bake it, right? But I forgot, you eat it, and then whatever comes out, you put that back in and then bake that again. Sorry. Anyways, next.
If you guys did miss episode 2 of the podcast, where we did talk about that, go run that back, and you'll get context as to what the shit casserole is. And
then you're going to hate me more for it. Sorry.
And then you're going to hate it, and then you're going to unsubscribe.
And if you didn't, just that part is enough to probably put you in a grave. Yeah. So sorry about that. Next, we have, am I the asshole for following the custody order? My ex-husband Tom and I, both mid-40s, divorced almost 9 years ago. We were incompatible in so many ways. We fought like hell over custody for a solid 2 years. Thanks to my parents' financial help, I was able to get full custody of our kids. Both are now in their mid-teens. Tom made decent money, but not long enough to keep holding a lawyer on retainer long-term. Don't know what that means. Anyways, eventually he got tired of fighting and said he could no longer afford it, so he told me to have my lawyer draw up a custody plan and he'd sign it. I granted him 1 weekend a month and 1 holiday week during each summer month, June through August.
Damn.
All birthdays and holidays are mine. Tom voluntarily signed the agreement saying if he kept fighting, he'd end up losing everything. Tom remarried a few years ago, and his current wife has an 8-year-old boy from a previous relationship. Her and Tom had a baby earlier this year, and Tom is now asking to get our kids for Christmas Day afternoon. I've told him no in accordance to our custody agreement. That's during my time. Tom has continued to argue and say that it's the baby's first Christmas, and he wants all 4 of his kids together to celebrate. I reminded him he signed off and agreed to the custody order. He could have continued to fight if it was really that important to him. Plus, I find it important to keep the kids with what they're familiar with. They're used to Christmas with me, and it's what they expect. I did offer for him to come and spend the day with us at my house, but he refused, saying he's not going to ditch his wife, the 8-year-old, and a new baby on Christmas. I told him that that was my final offer, and take it or not, and he told me to go to hell. I was talking to my parents about this, and my mom is on my side and agrees. I made a generous offer by even extending him an invitation. However, my dad says I'm being unfair, and Tom deserves holiday time with him too. It's not fair for him to make him choose between his kids with me and his current wife and their kids. I see it as I'm just following the order that we both agreed to.
Dude, fuck this person.
Yeah, I think you are the asshole here.
Like,
Because I mean,
imagine getting the kid for the entire year, as opposed to like what would they say, one weekend a month? Like,
1 week in a month and 1 week during each summer month, June through August. It's like when they're out of
yeah,
school.
yeah. Imagine getting them every other fucking day of the year, and then your partner, like your ex, comes up and be like, "Hey, can I have them for this one day, just to spend, one holiday as a big as like my whole family?" You're like, "No, literally the court order says no, so
Yeah, well, also,
like go fuck yourself."
though, it's like, I understand, obviously, you have the agreement for a reason from the court just so things don't get
Yeah,
messy. But, like, clearly you guys have a good enough relationship that you were talking throughout the thing still, where you were able to, like, communicate about how the kids. And also, he told her the reason he specifically couldn't keep fighting for custody was, like, he didn't have
he
money
didn't. And
for
he
any
didn't
of
want to
that.
lose the rest of his shit, like in the
Like,
battle of
didn't
it.
want to lose all of his stuff, and then also didn't want to lose full custody, like,
Yeah,
of not being able to see his kids at all. And he has a newborn baby. Why would he take his newborn and his wife, which I
yeah.
don't even know if they were invited,
Well, I was
because
gonna
it
say, yeah, that.
says he would have to leave them there
So it sounds like she
to
invited
ditch his wife and the
him.
newborn baby on Christmas.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
instead
because
of
it's
just
like, it's
being
one
like,
thing too if you invite the whole
yeah, like I think
family or
it'd be fine
something.
if you were like, well, why don't all of you just come up
We'll do
and
Christmas at my house.
we just
Right.
all do Christmas together. Instead, you're like, you can come up and see him, but other than that, court
Yeah,
order.
and it's the thing that, like, ultimately you have this custody agreement, so if things really got bad, it's like, this is what we agreed to. But if you're
Yeah,
on terms where you're
but
sitting
like,
there trying to,
dude,
like, ask and negotiate, I mean, yeah, you're a dick. Like, just
yeah,
on Christmas
like,
Day.
well, also too, he's not even asking for the full day on Christmas Day. He said in the afternoon. No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
like he's literally just
Um,
saying like, "Hey, can you come over like that afternoon and spend it with us?" So it sounds
Tom
like
is now
he's
asking to
like,
get our kids for Christmas Day afternoon. Yeah.
yeah. So he's basically saying like, "Hey, the kid will be there with you in the morning on Christmas Day to like do, like, I'm assuming do like Santa gifts, whatever, if they do that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff."
And then come over for,
Um,
like,
and then just come
lunch,
over and being like, "Hey,
whatever.
like we're just gonna hang out afterwards, and
Do
like after y'all
presents
do y'all's thing,
there.
and like maybe like do, yeah."
Mm-hmm. Which is not
But
uncommon in general for, like,
for divorce
divorced
parents and
parents,
shit,
right?
like,
Because it's
yeah,
usually that kind of thing. So I mean, even with
yeah,
me and Jay, obviously, we would do one thing with our parents and then
and then
go to the
go
other
over to
person's
the
house
other.
the same day.
Yeah,
So it's like, for kids who can't make that decision for themselves, I don't feel like it's fair that she just gets to be like,
yeah. Respectfully, when
no,
your
because they
kid
can't
grows up
just
and
go.
resents the fuck out of you, I want you to go back and read this post because
Yeah, because also that's not at all fair to, what's his name, Tom,
to
because he
Tom.
has a new family and he's, trying to make sure
Well,
his whole family
also
is
like,
together for that time. Like,
even
that's
on
his
top of
first
that,
year with a new baby.
that's also not fair to that kid either.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to see your dad one weekend a month, and then
Mm-hmm.
like a week like when you're out of school and stuff.
Right.
And then like the one time your dad's like, "Hey, can you want to go like spend Christmas?" You're like the mom's just like, "Fuck no."
Yeah,
Like
dude.
the
It's
court order said
crazy.
no, so
Well, because also, I don't know, it's just fucked up because she also said, like, her parents helped her get custody because they have
yeah.
money. And so it's just, I don't know, it's kind of
It
fucked to
almost it
me.
I was gonna say it almost sounds like she wouldn't have been able to if like the parents didn't step in.
Well, so that's what I was trying to say was,
And
like,
also
because she
like,
said, thanks to my parents' financial help, I was able to get full custody of our kids. And they're now in their mid teens. So it's also not like they're unaware of what's going on. Like,
wait, oh, I missed
they're,
that part.
yeah, they're not like little kids. They're teenagers.
I was gonna say I don't know how this is in like other states, but like I'm pretty sure it's like once you hit 13 or something like that, you or 13, 14, you can start making decisions for yourself. Like when it
Yeah,
comes to like stuff like that.
yeah. I don't know. it's just
So I hope those kids can get out of there, bro. That
yeah,
fucking lady is crazy.
I hope she realizes she's fucked up.
Yeah, because
Because
genuinely, if she keeps that up, I fear that it may go down even like a worse situation for her,
yeah,
where
because
like her
a lot of
kids
the
do grow up in
times,
kind of resentment,
right? I
like
was
for
gonna say
that
a
kind of
lot of the
stuff.
times with stuff like that too is I feel like it's super common that the kids end up seeing one of the parents as like the bad parent and one of them is the good parent, just because whatever the parent tells you, you know, it's like you have part of it where one parent's telling you one thing, telling you, oh, this parent's bad. And then once you grow up and you're able to make decisions for yourself, you're like, you've been telling
Oh,
me my parent's an asshole, and they're the one that's been trying to do everything to make sure we could stay together as a family, like take care of me, keep me involved with their family. And you're the one who's been fucking being a dickhead this whole time.
as a person whose parents are divorced and went through that exact situation, yes,
Yeah. Because like you said, it I mean that will create resentment alone right there. Like
yeah,
learning that what you grew up hearing is just not at all correct.
it's just not at all true. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
that's
say
really
which
fucked up.
not to go like too deep into it, but like that's this exact situation that's happened with me, like growing up and
Mhm.
stuff, like with my dad and everything.
Mhm.
Like for the longest time, my dad always talked so much shit about my mom and everything, and then when I got older, I was like, damn, the entire time
Crazy.
you were the shitty
You
one,
were the
and you were just
villain.
really like,
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
yeah, that
yeah,
exact
it's the
situation. It
projecting.
sucks, dude.
It's the
Yeah,
projecting. But like you
and
said,
dude,
it's
it
gonna
just
create a
sucks.
resentment from your kids because like I said, they're teenagers. Like it's not like they're little
Yeah,
kids that aren't gonna like understand what's going on. They're watching it
hmm
happen as they are teenagers.
and
If
also
they
like
don't already
imagine
have resentment,
like
it's coming.
imagine like just being like a teenager and being like, oh, my dad wants me to like come spend Christmas afternoon with him and like my half siblings, like I guess I don't know what that would be, whatever, but
One's a half sibling and then one would be like a
like
step
step
sibling,
sibling,
yeah.
yeah.
But
But like, dude,
yeah, it's I mean, yeah, that's pretty
that
fucked.
sucks.
Because also she didn't mention anything about like she wasn't cool with it because like he was a bad dad or anything like that. Like
Yeah,
she just says, "Am I the
it
asshole for
sounds like
following the custody order?" Like she
I
was
was
just
gonna
like,
say
"That's
it
what's
sounds
written,
like
so that's
he's
what we're
actually
doing."
like a pretty chill guy who's just wanting to spend
Just
Christmas afternoon with his
not willing
kid.
to be reasonable about it. I guess.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah. Once again, nah,
dude.
definitely the asshole. Go
Definitely
fuck
the asshole.
yourself,
Do we
dude.
have any not the asshole for these?
I don't know. Did we? Yeah, no, we did. We did.
Which one was it?
I think it was like the second one that we read.
Oh, let me go back. Let me scroll.
Hold on, we're gonna go see real quick.
Am I the asshole for putting up my mom doesn't have custody? Oh, so the first one.
Yeah, okay, the
Because we were
first one,
like,
yeah, the
not
custody.
really.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because
No, the second one
well
was
deserved.
poisoning the housemate. That one was
Oh,
the asshole.
asshole,
So
asshole,
the
asshole.
first one was you're not the asshole, and then every single one after
And
that
then
was
every
like
single one
you're
from
the
there.
asshole.
It was kind of like it literally was just a kind of
It
steady.
eased us into it. Yeah. That's what I tried to do. That's why I was like, I gotta put them in order. 'Cause, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we gotta pack a punch here. Um, which these could have honestly went in any order for these because they
I'm
were
not. I was
all
gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I think so far my least favorite is Egg Guy.
yeah egg guys.
I just can't deal with
I
that.
told you I'm gonna be thinking about that one for the next couple
I'm
business
not
days.
gonna lie. That one was rough, but also dude, the fucking like the telling the friend, like the abortion story. That one was rough.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one was probably I think the biggest. Like, yeah, you're definitely the asshole.
yeah,
You can go
yeah, dude.
like.
And then making fun of her boyfriend's weight to her family.
Oh
That was the one. That was the one I was telling you. I was like, you're gonna be like this fucking bitch.
yeah.
Like,
Well, dude, well, I think it's because we were literally talking the other day
Mm-hmm.
about like
Like,
weight
oh,
and
this
stuff
one
like
hitting
that,
close to home.
and we're
We just
like,
had this conversation. I'm
we just
triggered.
had this conversation.
I'm triggered. Yeah, no, seriously though. All the people, if you're one from any of these fucking threads and you're OP, you are you are the asshole. You're the asshole. And quite frankly, don't post no more.
Don't post more. I
Don't
wanted to
post no
say
more.
something.
Just say yes. You
I
are
was
the
gonna say,
asshole.
I was gonna call you a name, but I can't say that on YouTube. because they don't like that one. I'll give you guys a hint. C. You know what it is.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh.
You don't know that one?
You don't know that one?
That was like I had two for the rating YouTubers podcast, which you can watch right here. Right here. Yeah. The canceled YouTuber tiers. I did have to censor myself a good bit when we started talking about Onision because I
yeah.
There's
a certain
phrase I use.
Yeah. So we are just getting back into YouTube. It's been a little while, so we're still adjusting to things that we can and can't say.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Oh, then I get to have the fun
or
with
Spotify.
Editing. Or Spotify. Yeah, because I think I have to mute it for all of them. I don't think I can say that on any platform.
Well, I don't know.
I maybe could.
I was gonna say Spotify lets you get away with a good bit.
I don't know how anybody would feel about me saying it, but I feel like it was very accurate.
Yeah.
And specifically offensive to Onision, not really anybody else. Also Shane Dawson, actually, because he was part of the, but it's fine. I don't mind offending either of them. That's okay.
No.
Also, speaking of, while we're talking about this, did you see Shane has 2 babies?
Yes.
They adopted?
I did. Yes.
I had to bring that up because I was like, we just did that, and I definitely would have brought it up on the podcast if that would have been.
Yeah, I saw that, and the entire time him and what's the
Riley?
other twink's name? Yeah.
The other twink?
Yeah, he is. Shane's not. It. He is.
No. Yeah.
But no, like when I saw that, dude, I saw the so I didn't even obviously see the post because I'm pretty sure I have Shane blocked on like social media.
Yeah, I saw somebody share it.
I saw somebody shared it, and I was like,
yeah.
Also,
they named them
like they gave them ugly ass names.
Jet.
Too. I literally
something.
Were about to say.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other one was.
Oh, I don't remember.
I just remember saying Jet, and I was like, oh, like the plane.
Oh, I was thinking like Valorant. Yikes.
Anyways. I don't know who's dumber than that. It's fine. We won't talk about it. Probably both. It's fine. But yeah, I saw that and I was just like, dude, no fucking way. Because it's funny because like different reaction. We're like, oh my god, Trisha's expecting her second. Like, so exciting for her. She's had this new page and we saw Shane Dawson. We're like, oh my fucking god.
Well, dude, I feel like the difference between the two of them is like they've both been really shitty. They've both done a lot of problematic things. Trisha has, at least from what we've seen, she's currently
on her redemption
has learned.
arc.
Yeah.
She's working on it.
Which, slay.
Yeah. Dude, I was cracking up because I got a TikTok that was her, and it was like, imagine growing up with Trisha Paytas's your mom. And it's that fucking, like, Five Nights at Freddy's song that people do where they're like, you know, I can't do it. I can't do it. We've been watching cringe compilations that gave me, that just gave me, like, flashbacks. I can't. Anyways. But she was doing that in the video, and then I realized that it was made by her. Like, she posted that TikTok, and I started cracking up because I was like, no fucking way. Even she knows. Like, it's a meme. It's a meme at this point.
Which also, little sneak peek, speaking of cringe compilations, a little bit later on down the road, you guys are going to get to see us react to some of those. We have it planned.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It'll be a little bit, but we do have that planned.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and tell you guys.
Speaking of plans.
We'll go ahead and tell you guys. This is very exciting. So, for episode 5, we are going to have our first guest on here. So if any of you are familiar, you watch Twitch, you know, whatever, or if you just watch me stream, you know, I stream with Honeybee. She's a VTuber, and she's an IRL friend of ours that we've known since like middle school. So, you know,
10 years.
But yeah, dude, fucking crazy. But we are gonna have her on next podcast, and we're very excited. She's very excited. She's gonna have her model on here, which is cool because I didn't really know exactly what we were gonna do with that yet, just because unfamiliar with how
I was gonna say I am very excited to see that though. Also, if you guys haven't seen Honeybee's model,
we'll put the links. I'll put the links right here. But I'll put the link to her Twitch and everything in the description also, and her Twitter, so you can go check her out, follow her. But we are gonna have her on next podcast, so I'm very excited.
Very excited. So excited.
Yeah. So if you're from her page or you're from mine, whatever, just go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and leave a like. You know, in support of our homie.
Notification bell.
Yeah, hit that fucking notification bell. And I'm gonna have to edit everything in this video because I'm gonna give myself the ick the whole time. The entire time.
You good? Anyway, did you have any more stories or any more comments you wanted to make on them?
No, I think I'm gonna pass away.
Well, with that being said, make sure you guys tune in next week because it's gonna be a really fun one. We have a bunch of a lot of really stuff fun. A lot of really fun.
We're really
stuff
good this
planned
podcast.
For B.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a good one.
It'll be a really good one.
Yeah, I think it'll be something everybody can enjoy. You guys will get to see her personality. She's fucking crazy. So you'll love it. She's fucking wild.
I'm gonna say, y'all think we have to censor ourselves? Just wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a little bit unhinged. You guys will love her though.
No, definitely not the worst one that we're gonna have on here eventually. But
oh no, that's her motherfucking fiance that's over there. He's the worst one. Truly a chaotic duo. Truly. But with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.